Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Next episode, we're talking about Thor: The Dark World. And that's about all I want to share about this movie. The one thing you need to know about this movie is it introduces the third Infinity Stone at this point, the Ether. It's the reality gem. It's red. It causes the reality around you to change. It doesn't do that in this movie, and it doesn't even give you any explanation of what it really does. But through other explanations in other movies, we find out what it does. Thor is now really respected by Odin. Everything's good, but he fell in love with one of the scientists in the first movie, Jane Foster. So he goes to hang out with her, and then these dark elves decide that when the 9 realms converge, it's kind of like the plot from Hercules, the animated movie, you know, like when all the stars, like the planets align, then all of the titans can be freed. It's like that, but if all the 9 realms line up, he can release this ether to like destroy like all these places. And for some reason the Avengers like aren't called, but just Thor is. So he has to fight this like dark elf guy, and he beats him. And then the ether gets collected, and the world is safe. The universe is safe. This seems like a pretty big deal. Like, this probably should have been like an Avengers plot, but they had to do something to bring Thor into it, and he's really powerful, so I get why they did it. But what you need to know is that he leaves Jane Foster, and she doesn't end up showing back up in the movies. I don't know if they just didn't want to pay Natalie Portman any more money or what was going on there, but his love interest kind of goes away after this movie, even though they didn't break up. And then the ether gets sent to this guy called the Collector, who we'll see in this new movie called The Guardians of the Galaxy that comes out a few movies after this. So now we have 3 stones that have been talked about, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Thor beats everybody up. The other thing that you need to know is Loki dies again in this movie, but because he's the god of mischief, this will be the 3rd time he's cheated death, or 2nd time, and he is now portraying Odin in Asgard. So Odin's somewhere. We don't know where Odin is, but we know that Loki is pretending to be him. So now Asgard is being run by the evil guy from Avengers 1 and the mischievous brother of Thor. So that just sets up a few things, but yeah, again, Phase 2, great movies. There's some great movies in here, but the first 2 of Phase 2 is kind of just, you can skip those 2 if you really wanted to. But you need to know that there is an Infinity Stone in there. So when the red one shows up in Infinity War, you're like, what is this? Now you know. It was in one movie. So there's Thor 2 for you. Thanks.